I'll talk about the difference between utterance, sentence, and proposition. These may be defined as three different levels of language, which are very important to understand the meanings of the language. I'll begin with the proposition. Proposition may be seen as a declarative sentence, which makes a certain statement, and that statement is there to describe certain things as true or false in the real world. I mean, how things exist in the real world. Are they true or false? This is what is conveyed by the proposition. So basic purpose of developing a proposition is to describe the state of affairs of certain things in the real world as true or false. These are actually the words that exist in the real world and do have their clear meanings. And it is also, proposition is known as the lowest level of language. We have higher levels of language. After this, we got sentence and utterances, which are more concrete than this. A sentence may have many propositions. Only lexical words are considered proposition. We exclude extra grammatical information from propositions. That extra grammatical elements are actually the distinction between a proposition and sentence. When we extract extra grammatical features and we rely more on the typical content words to convey a certain meaning, that is what we call proposition. For instance, the sentences Alice invaded Wonderland, or Wonderland was invaded by Alice, or it is Alice who invaded, it was Alice who invaded Wonderland. All these sentences are different sentences, but they carry the same proposition, because basic information which may be judged as true or false is the same. So we can extract one proposition from all these sentences, and that is Alice invaded Wonderland. If that is true, all these sentences would be true. If that is false, all these sentences would be false. So we can say that that proposition is that part of a sentence which carries its meaning. Sentence is based on abstract grammatical elements obtained from our real life utterances. It's more grammatical in nature, as I said earlier, and it involves rules of the language. When words are combined in a way that they become more grammatically coherent, we find more sentences. A sentence is also a higher level of language, and it may have one sentence may have many propositions. I mean, within the same grammatical structure, we can include more propositions. When a proposition is combined with grammar, it becomes a sentence. Look at the examples down there. I eat mangoes and mangoes are eaten by me. Here, proposition is the same, but sentence emphasis is different. Similarly, if we look at the example that China suffered a lot during Mao's revolution, is a sentence in English, but if we say China a lot during Mao's cultural revolution suffered, is not a correct sentence in English grammar, because we need certain grammatical arrangement to make sentences in English language. A sentence is a complete expression, while proposition is partial. Utterance is a piece of language spoken in real time. Whatever we speak in a go may be defined as one utterance. Utterance may be seen as the most concrete level of language, because it is more linked to the real life situations as compared to sentences or propositions. And it happens in a certain situation or context. To Leach, it is a natural unit of speech bounded in articulation. This is what we speak naturally in a go. An utterance is created by speaking or writing a piece of language. And as I said, this is what we speak in a real life situation. Utterance is always written in inverted commas to indicate that what is put between them comes from a specific use or situation in the real world. For instance, I am reading a novel, hello. A single word can be an utterance, or two words can be an utterance. This is how we speak in the real life without any trouble about grammatical structures, their correctness or incorrectness. Whatever we speak in a natural way is our utterance. So therefore, a single word or multiple words can be an utterance. A cappuccino, please. This is what we usually speak in a restaurant. So that is also an example of utterance.